I don't want to be riding the bike if there's any potential it could be unsafe or break down. It's not the oil pump, it's something a bit more detrimental, let's just say that. So what that means is I might not have the bike ready for DGR, which is worrying. So a package just arrived from Motone. Thank you very, very much. Got a Lay Flat gauge because I wanted this when I got my bike back from down and out, but they didn't have time to do it. So I bought one myself. I've got a nice bit of Motone riding chocolate. That'll be eaten in 2 minutes flat. And also because my bike isn't going into the garage until Tuesday, I've kitted myself out with a little oil pressure gauge. So I'm gonna put that in, go take the bike out and just see what the oil pressure's getting to. I've got the oil sensor for the garage if the oil sensor is knackered. If it isn't, then it's going to be the oil pump, and if it's not the oil pump, it's something a bit more detrimental, let's just say that. So what that means is I might not have the bike ready for DGR, which is worrying. I understand what down and out meant now when they said that if they put the Lay Flat gauge on for my speedos, it's going to impact my light. And yeah, I need to move the light down to put the Lay Flat gauge on, which it seems to be pretty simple. So I'm just going to do that now. I thought this would be really easy. I think, let me know in the comments whether you see someone do something online or you wherever, and you think, oh yeah, I could do that. Obviously I can do this, but for whatever reason, whether because I'm filming or what, this just is not going in. At the moment, I just can't seem to figure out. Right, there's the thing. Right, we're in. Obviously. So if there's one thing that I've learned after doing this bike is don't tighten everything up. Just loosely do it so it stays in place. Then once I'm happy with everything, then tighten it up. Okay, so Lay Flat's on. I'll do a comparison. Oh, this is the old one. There. Lay Flat is now there. So I'm happy with that. So happy with that. So the reason why I'm fitting that is because the bike's not actually into the garage for a good few days because they're just fully booked up. I did mention that I'm doing DGR and I need the bike up and running for that. And obviously I don't want to be riding the bike if there's any potential it could be unsafe or break down. So the thing they did say is get an oil temperature gauge and try and see whether your light comes on and check your oil through that and see it's not 100% correct, but it'll give me a good indication that if that's really high and then the oil light is going on, it's probably not the sensor and something a bit more internal. But if my light keeps on coming on and that is telling me everything's fine, then it shouldn't just be a sensor issue. Sensor I have already bought because I don't want to delay this any further, so hopefully it goes into the shop and everything's good. It's just a sensor replacement, but I'm really hoping that when I take this out, that light and that say contradicting things are not the same thing, because if it's the same thing, then yeah, the bike's going to be out for a long time, I think. I have installed the Lay Flat gauge and I've also installed the oil pressure gauge as well and changed that. So there we go. So I'm going to take this out for a ride. If this tell me engine is alright and the oil pressure light still keeps coming on, then I know it's a sensor. My gear's on, I'm going to camera up, go get some footage, take this bike out, see what the Lay Flat's like and see whether that oil thing is finally kaput. But even if it is, it's still going to go into the garage anyway, just to give me some peace of mind. So let's see what's going on with the bike. never used to happen. It must be down to this. So at this point, it's really worrying me and really stressing me out. So I decided just to put my standard one back in, and then there was no oil light. I just really just don't want to make this bike any worse. So I only had the bike out for a few minutes and the oil light started to flicker again. So I must stress the light doesn't come on when it's idling, which is why I knew that there was an issue with the oil cap previously. So I decided to turn around and take the bike back home. Okay, so I've had a reach out from Joe and Emily over at the Wurks saying that they want to really help me get my bike going to DGR. I told them there's been issues with garages that are all fully booked, and with the oil pressure sensor being the first thing that needs to be changed anyway. Save me a little bit of money and time and see whether changing this makes the difference. So let's see how this goes. The bike was nice and set up outside. As you can see here, it started to rain. Second Joe gave me a call. So I needed to get the bike back into the garage, and then there's Wi-Fi issues, signal issues. Where I live is a bit of a black hole, so luckily enough the rain subsided a little bit and I got the bike pushed outside, and I also managed to get the Wi-Fi signal just right. So let's see how that all goes in there. So it's a very weird angle. I am on the phone with Joe and we're having technical issues. Probably at my end, but he's trying to fix it. Cheers, Joe. Sorry. So I actually didn't record the conversation with Joe, but I believe that Joe's got it at his end. So check out his channel and see whether he puts anything up on that one. So he had me take off the side panel, loosen the tank and put a plank of wood down just to rest the tank on. He did say this would give me a bit more access to the wires because it's in a pretty tight space. So disconnecting the wire was probably the most fiddliest bit. Moving on then to unscrewing the sensor, which I thought I lost a washer to, but I didn't, so apologies for that, Joe. Moving on into the kitchen, getting these washers a nice cherry red. Then it was all about them reconnecting them and then putting those back in. Joe's advice, got another copper washer and put that on. So then I had to reconnect the wire and just put back what I undid before. There's now 2 copper washers on there, Joe. So I then started the bike and the bike ran fine. There was no lights, there were no issues. However, there was a slight dripping of oil, but that was just purely down to me not tightening the screws properly. So that was nothing to do with Joe. So the bike's been put back together. I need to take it out for a run and then update Joe on the light. Wish me luck. Are you actually kidding me? Come on.